Do you miss Dada sometimes?
I miss him all of the times.
Can you survive?
I think so.
It's not enough to survive, you've got to live.
Was that the Dalai Lama?
Just Harry Styles, I think.
The Bridget Jones films have been so much part of the furniture, they virtually defined the early 21st century, just as much as Harry Potter did for the smaller fry, that I couldn't remember whether I actually saw them or simply soaked them up through my pores.
To Bridget, just as she is.
Mind the step.
She's fine. Drive on.
I certainly knew the basics. Bridget, like her creator Helen Fielding, worked in the media in some capacity and found herself torn between two romantic prospects. There was dull but decent Colin Firth, Mr. Darcy no less, and fun but highly unreliable Hugh Grant, who regularly stole the movies, as he does here.
Now, these are very silly little boots. This is a very silly little dress. And these are absolutely enormous pants.
But Bridget has an extensive parade of friends, including Harry Potter alumni like Emma Thompson, Jim Broadbent, Gemma Jones and Shirley Henderson, who all advise Bridget to have more fun. No wonder the series was so popular among women everywhere.
You just have to get laid.
Shaz is right.
Oh my God.
It's been 4 years now.
You're effectively a nun. A very, very naughty nun.
I've set you up on Tinder.
What's Tinder?
Well, almost everywhere. Curiously, despite the appearance of American actress Renée Zellweger as the very English Bridget, it wasn't quite as popular in the States. Possibly this may be because Bridget's major charm is an English one. She's not perfect. She drinks and eats too much. She falls over a lot. Not so much a feminist role model, more a female Nick Hornby character.
In life, there are memories that will never leave us.
I like you. Very much. Just as you are.
But sometimes, those memories are suddenly
Bridget!
all we're left with.
Whether or not I'd seen any of Mad About the Boy's predecessors, I had no difficulty catching up with the plot. It opens with a tragedy, the death of Mr. Darcy after years of married bliss. We meet Bridget 4 years later as a solo mum, taking Billy and Mabel to school.
Ah, Mrs. Darcy.
Mr. Wallaker.
Why is your granny wearing pyjamas?
Bridget, you're a widow with 2 wonderful children. My advice to you is put your own oxygen mask on first.
And while Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy is partly about Bridget getting over the loss of Darcy, who it's unlikely was ever really a boy as such, it's also about clearing the decks for action. There's a strong possibility that the film's respectable Daily Telegraph reading suitor may be teacher Mr. Wallaker, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor.
We are about to embark on an adventure.
You sure you're up to this?
I'm your girl.
Ejiofor, despite his exotic name, has started cornering the market in respectable Englishmen over the years. So if he's the Colin Firth of the scenario, who's the disreputable but glamorous new Hugh Grant? Well, here he comes now, getting Bridget down from a tree.
Mummy! Mabel's stuck up the tree! We're going to die!
Everything all right, Mrs. Darcy?
Oh my God.
Ah.
I've climbed a magical man tree.
Hello.
He's delightfully, if inappropriately, younger than Bridget. Mind you, there's a lot of that about these days, often played by Harris Dickinson, when he's not being played by Leo Woodall, who's made several huge splashes this year in TV series like The White Lotus and One Day. Here he almost gets away with the name Rockstar.
You can call me Rockstar.
Bridget Jones.
But you can call her Mummy.
Is that the tree Adonis? If you don't shag him, I will.
Bridget's friends enthusiastically throw their weight behind the man they call the tree Adonis, and it's undeniable he helps Bridget retrieve her mojo. Meanwhile, the cinema audience tends to remain loyal to Hugh Grant, who starts pitching a bit of casual woo to both Bridget and her family.
Uncle Daniel!
Miniature Darcy, what's the news?
Where are the ladies with the big...
Hair. Well, they couldn't make it, I'm afraid. They're washing their hair.
All 3?
Well, they wash each other's, you see.
In the face of this competition, Mr. Darcy's surrogate, Mr. Wallaker, has to be content with lying a distant third, but he's occasionally capable of getting away from the chalk face now and again.
Mr. Wallaker.
Now that is what I call a rebrand.
With all the opportunities for Bridget Jones skeptics to sneer, it's also very hard to be nasty about it. Against all odds, Texas-born Renée Zellweger is perfect as a goofy but lovable London type. The cast list behind her is huge fun too. It's cameo city in Bridget Jones' world.
Did you have sex?
Did you have sex? Did you have sex last night?
Yes, I did.
I had a full night of utterly mind-blowing sex, and it was amazing!
All right, it does lay on the various happy endings with a trowel, but I suspect that the plan is that Bridget Jones, mad about the boy, is the last hurrah, so let's not spoil the party with too few cakes and too little bubbles.
Bridget Jones, it's time to live.